Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. Welcome to a double cast. And some of you might be noticing this is a slightly different map. This is a sort of community-made map for a community tournament by GameReplays.org. This is more specifically the warm-up tournament, the sort of warm-up before the real tournament begins. And this is going to be quite the fight. So we, of course, off to the right start, of course, and who shall be fighting in the northern half? We are seeing M3allem fighting for the Americans. Hurrah and huzzah, fighting for the 3rd Armored Division right here in this map called Bois du Chatelet. If you want to find it, look for it yourself. I'm sadly a bit too tired right now to sort of go into details about that. Opposing him shall be HelpingHans. Yes, indeed, our friendly HelpingHans. Fighting for the Panzer Elite, fighting for the 1st SS Panzer Division, Leibstandarte Adolf Hitler. Adolf. And we're seeing 2 Panzer squads out for him, and of course in sort of extension of the Monday Novice fight, he is not going for dual Kettenkrauts right away, although of course the 3rd might want to be a Kettenkraut. So we'll find out. But Panzer is going pretty aggressively forward. I mean, HelpingHans really showing that SS fervor, which of course might be of concern to some. But he is fighting on here, going straight for these engineers, going straight for the camping order of M3allem, who, by the way, has gone for the 3 engineer start. So, of course, himself going for this, and he's going for a jeep. I mean, really, some different things we're seeing here. And there we go. 2nd unit out for HelpingHans, or 3rd unit out is a Kettenkraut. It is the Ketten. So, quite interesting there. And there we go. The Willys jeep arriving with its 30 caliber mounted. On top, Panzer is engaging it. What shall the jeep do? It might, of course, just be intending to go for the Kettenkrauts and, of course, harass HelpingHans. So both sides going for some pretty heavy harassment. Of course, now the Panzer is forced to sort of run after that damnable jeep so the Kettenkrauts can take points in safety. Quite a bit of aggression going on there early already. Engineers seizing points here left and right, although now the Panzers are moving in to stop these engineers right here in the eastern half. And there we go, jeep coming under Kettenkraut coming under fire from the jeep rushing in, blasting away, 30 caliber rounds hammering away at the unfortunate little Kettenkraut as the prowl of the jeep continues, while the engineers are essentially just keeping the Panzers occupied until they then proceed to make a full retreat. And there we go, Kettenkraut being forced completely back into the base of the Panzer Elite. HelpingHans with the 3rd Panzer squad sets up the Kampfgruppe Kompanie. Looks like he might also be going for a very early Panzerjäger command rush, just like Mariners. And meanwhile, we are seeing a Kettenkraut hanging about here. Apparently, there we go, going for the fuel point. Again, also hoping to harass M3allem a bit. We are seeing an additional rifleman squad. In fact, he has very little in terms of rifleman squad so far. Again, the jeep sort of delaying that. But again, the jeep can do a bit to the Kettenkrauts. And again, did force one of Hans's Kettenkrauts back quite nicely. And again, 2nd one now being pushed away. Lots of pressure from both sides. Lots of harassment, lots of aggression. Engineer squad getting... Oh, come on, Fraps. Engineers getting pushed back. Riflemen moving up here, perhaps going for some harassment themselves. And again, note that M3allem's tactic is not really to engage the Panzer grenadiers. It's to be everywhere else, essentially to be a bother and essentially delay things for poor Hansi, instead of trying to take on his much more veteran Panzer grenadiers, which is definitely a viable strategy if you know how to pull it off. Of course, now Hans is, of course, forced to repair that Kettenkraut unless he wants to lose it. 2nd Kettenkraut now getting rushed by the jeep again. Now being supported by riflemen. Poor Hans, of course, now also taking points here, left and right. Again, the advantage really going to M3allem so far. But again, we are soon going to see the Panzer command, so the 1st Leibstandarte will be able to push on with its armored cars. The leichte Panzer which was actually how the Germans, sort of the Panzer division at least, did reconnaissance. The Panzer grenadiers, which were in the reconnaissance battalions, were not really there to actually do the reconnaissance. They were just there to assist the armored cars in doing so. Fun fact. Riflemen, though, quickly getting pushed away. Panzer grenadier pushing on. Kettenkrauts in all right condition, but again, larger parts of the map so far in the hands of M3allem. And again, note, he's not really done it by really engaging Hans. He's not really been attacking his Panzer grenadiers. He's been everywhere else but them. He's been harassing the Kettenkrauts. He's been taking points. He's been where Hansi's Panzer grenadiers weren't. Again, that's rather important definition of how you actually can fight a Panzer Grenadier player who's going pretty heavily on those. Now he's also trying to go for that last cut-off point, thus denying Hans this medium fuel point. But Hans is desperately pushing in his Kettenkrad, and M3allem is actually losing some riflemen to this, but still he's actually been doing quite a bit of damage again. He's holding most of the map. But the Panzer command is up, so we will soon be seeing that armored car, I wager. Jeep getting pushed away. Kettenkrad actually trying to be a nuisance there, I wager. Also, fun thing to note about the armored car, while it did certainly serve in the most parts of the war, it was actually later being phased out in favor of either the heavy armored cluster 1, which upgraded can become the Puma, or essentially what is actually the infantry half-track of the Panzer fleet with a turret on it. That was actually turned into a sort of armored car because that was better all-terrain, which was rather what the Germans needed more, and again, a four-wheeled armored car just couldn't do. But here we are. Armored car ready. M3allem now trying to fight on the full Panzer Grenadier Force, not doing too well though. Engineers getting pushed in. Armored car rushing in. Riflemen here not doing well. More riflemen are arriving. Kettenkrad's going for the fuel points of M3allem. Engineers getting pushed away. Riflemen pushed away. Crossing the small dried upstream. The Panzer Grenadiers push onwards. And there's absolutely nothing for M3allem at the moment. He has no structures, no supply out. No anything. That's quite disturbing. Looks like M3allem might actually have been caught with his pants down. And he's actually a pretty good player, if I'm not mistaken. Armored car now rushing into the base of M3allem. No dodge. Oh, engineer squad went down. He's on fire. Literally. This is actually a... But, oh dear, actually heavy damage from the machine gun emplacement has actually damaged our... HelpingHans' armored car pretty gravely. And there we go. Supply going up. Riflemen could push on. They could perhaps even get this armored car if they are heroic enough to sort of get up some good positions against it. Panzer Grenadiers. No, Luftwaffe troops. So the Luftwaffe are being sent in to support. From some Luftwaffe field division, I imagine. The 17th, which did fight in the American sector. But they are now forced to sort of act as a screen for the armored car. And of course they can do that. They are essentially full grenadiers. They're not exactly... I'm completely useless in combat, but you know, they're not Panzer Grenadiers either. And there we go, one man down, two men. Oh dear, not doing well, not doing well. M3allem smells blood. Or more specifically in this case, motor oil. Motor oil, not oil. But pushing onward, but looks like the Luftwaffe troops are being allowed to finish repairing it. Could be a mistake for M3allem, but then again, he's probably feeling he needs something else before he can push on. But there we go, supply it up, and he's going for a tank depot. This is a bit rarer to see, but again, I figure M3allem might feel like he's actually holding a lot of the map. He's holding a lot of the fuel. Thus, he's going for a tank depot, and of course, some might be wondering, well, what then, Dane? What then? Please enlighten us. Oh, great one. Perhaps not that bit, but still, he might be going for tank destroyers. This is something American players can do if they've actually managed to gain a strong advantage in the beginning, and at least denied fuel like M3allem did. Then he's going for the tank destroyers.
The enemy is after our victory.
And that's actually going to be a huge problem because it was not going to be easy for the anti-tank half-tracks to take out. And of course, they can do a lot of damage against both armored cars and such. Oh dear, minen. Oh dear, two Panzer Grenadiers down. And oh my goodness, the last one's barely alive. He's definitely going to need more than just a band-aid. Armored car moving up, blasting away with the Tortal cannon, raking the Americans with stout German fire. Getting hit in return though. 5 kills, 1 vehicle killed. The Jeep went up in smoke and flames. Luftwaffe troops moving in to provide support. They could take up position in the heavy cover, keep the Americans tied down, while the armored car then proceeded to flank. But no, Hansi does not feel that is a great idea. But there we go, the first anti-tank half-tank out. And we might soon be seeing tank destroyers out from M3allem. What type shall it be? Hellcat or Wolverine? So far nothing. Could he be going for Shermans? That could also be pretty devastating. Could tear through. No, he's going for that tank destroyer. He's actually gotten Hellcats, which were a much faster tank destroyer than the Wolverine, but they were also much lighter armored. In fact, if the game was, well, more realistic in terms of, you know, the technical bits, an armored car like this could in fact knock out a tank destroyer like a Hellcat by driving up to the sun, just piercing the armor, because this armor of the Hellcat was incredibly thin, in particular the side armor. So fun little fact there. But we are seeing additional Luftwaffe troops being then sent in to assist the first SS apparently. Quite a few of those, so there's 10 that can actually again do some damage if used properly. Particularly in Karen, we're seeing more mines from M3allem. That is good, that is good. Although Hans with the armored car has managed to regain lost territory. We're seeing additional rifleman squads out for M3allem. Good to see, going to keep up the pressure. And there we go, the first tank destroyer arriving, and even got a Panzer grenadier kill. M3allem could consider getting the 50 caliber machine gun upgrade, which would actually do alright against the German infantry. Luftwaffe troops under heavy fire, not in cover, not in cover. Entdeckung, Männer! Entdeckung!
Losing ground out there.
Pulling back though. Tank destroyer not doing much. No supplied upgrades, no medic stations. We are seeing an additional rifleman squad out. Hansi hanging out near his anti-tank half-track. Nice little scene there. Armor coming about, patrolling. Again, harassment by M3allem. Again, he's really good at. He's really, attacking, just poking at Hans, constantly forcing Hans to rush from point to point, which is definitely how you sort of keep things on better. And engineers going slightly down. Fuel points being taken. Tank destroyer not doing so much at the moment. Again, a 50 caliber could in fact be a bit of help against the infantry. Do not underestimate the 50 caliber. That's definitely. Oh, Panzer have arrived. First Panzer squad moving up, but taking heavy damage from the riflemen. And we are seeing the anti-tank half-track could be seeing focused fire. Cover being denied to the Americans. Lovely there. And again, that's only one of the things you actually can use a Panzer for, denying cover. Still nothing from the tank destroyer. It's really being awfully cautious. M3allem is really holding it. He's not quite sure what he wants to do. And looks like some tank busters have also arrived. Looks like this could be a trap for the armored car. The Hellcat rolls in. Does it also? M3allem is again floating a lot of munition, still laying down mines though, but again, I do think he might benefit from something like, say, a 50 caliber against all that infantry. Call me silly. American dug in a slight entrenched position over here. Pinned down. They need assistance. Second Hellcat ready. Could this be what M3allem wants before he pushes in? And of course, Hans knows this because of his close Kettenkraut. So what is he doing? He's pulling in all of his forces to set up an anti-tank screen with the anti-tank half-track. And again, a 50 caliber could be alright against the infantry out in the open then. Second Hellcat arriving. Of course, now he knows with all those Panzer he does not want to be there. Rifle moving in, pushing away the Luftwaffe troops. Center is a bit exposed now for Hans. And in fact, it's time to have a look at Hans. My apologies. So much happening, so much fun. And it looks like actually M3allem had gone for armor. We are seeing a Panzer Support Command upgrade. This, of course, could mean he's going for, well, Panthers, which would not be a bad idea. And there we go, rifle going down. Armor car exposing itself a bit. Anti-tank forces moving up. Again, lots of Panzer X. Anti-tank half-track. Oh, there we go. Destroyed engine. Panzer X moving in for the kill. Heavy damage engine on the anti-tank half-track. Engineers repairing. In fact, we're seeing field repairs. Anti-tank half-track out of control. And again, note, field repairs actually is a bit of a counter to the anti-tank half-tracks, because, you can essentially negate that damaged engine and essentially keep it going. So that's something to keep in mind while fighting against Panzer League commanders with anti-tank half-tracks. And there we go, Hellcat heavily damaged, but it's spotted its prey. It's ignoring the Panzers, but again, I do think a 50 caliber could help, suppress them, kill them. Again, the 50 caliber can do a lot of damage. Panzer gun is getting absolutely overrun, but no, riflemen are getting pushed off. Heavy losses strewn about the battlefield. It's a sight of carnage, but now, of course, with nothing to stop the Hellcat right there, they are pushed away. So quite the fight, a bit of a loss there. Anti-tank half-track went up in flames.
Steady up, squad.
But overall, though, there was also heavy infantry losses there for poor M3allem. So, sort of alright there. 3rd Armoured versus the 1st SS. Things have slightly stabilized themselves, although M3allem is still holding the advantage, I think. But now he's moving in, of course, with the Kettenkrauts. Tank busters in the center, but riflemen there proving to be a nuisance. Still no 50 caliber. Riflemen reinforcing. Trier center on the way. That's definitely going to happen. Particularly notice some of these are heavily wounded. They would not last long without the Trier center to actually sort of get them up back on their feet. Armored car advancing. Oh dear, oh dear. Panzer actually managed to hit it, and they can actually, stuff like Panzer are actually modeled as a projectile in the game. So, I mean, they can actually hit something if they miss their first target. That's what happened here. Fun fact. But there we go, rather than getting healed up, that's definitely a good investment for M3allem, going to help his infantry in the long run. More Panzer again. Hans is utterly worried about all those tank destroyers. He's actually got quite the force. M3allem could in this case actually benefit from some BARs to actually help with all these Panzers and their Luftwaffe escorts. But now we are seeing a larger force pushing up. And then we go, Jaeger Command upgrade. I imagine we'll be seeing the Panther Battle Group upgrade coming soon. And there we go, large American assault pushing up through the center road of Bois du Chatelet. The 3rd Armoured Division is not to be stopped, but armored car moving in, hitting the flank, rifle being pushed back. I mean, also a thing to note, it might actually be beneficial for Hans, you know, when he actually hopes this, to lay down some sandbags and barbed wire to sort of ensconce this position a bit. Lighter fighting over here. Panzer is moving in against these engineers, those pesky engineers. And there we go. Panther Battle Group getting researched. And we are seeing a weapon support sent out from M3allem. He might be going for snipers now to try and get those Panzer Grenadiers. Although I do think a Sherman would be of greater help. I mean, it wouldn't cost, as it could actually blow up the infantry reasonably well, and of course deal with the armored cars and such. But apparently M3allem is of a different opinion. I do think it is a bit of a shame. But that is him playing, not me. So of course I'm just sort of providing my own tactical opinions. You of course are free to disregard them. Rather than again going for harassment again. M3allem quite good at the harassment, but though HelpingHans is returning a bit of the favor, which is good. Good mine here. And there we go, spotting mines. Ooh, bit of a shame there for M3allem. And there we go, tank busters moving in. The target is the Minen. Ooh, hitting the rifleman from several sides. Rifleman getting pushed back. But M3allem pushing on in both sides. A smaller force here to keep the Panzer Grenadiers occupied, while the larger force streams ahead on these tank destroyers at the front, at the fore. No upgrades for the rifleman again. I do think he could benefit from BARs. Mines getting destroyed, set off. And we are seeing the armored car pulling up. And again, Hans is putting resources together for his Panthers. His Panzerkampfwagen 5, the pride of the Panzer elite. Rifleman holding out, Panzer Grenadiers advancing. And Rifleman getting absolutely gutted by that armored car. 20mm autocannon blasting them to bits. And there we go, sniper opening up, Panzer Grenadier down. And tank destroyers are waiting, perhaps hoping to lure in the armored car to catch that sniper. That could definitely be an opportunity. But Hans is not falling for that trick. He knows what that pesky American might be planning, or at least has an idea. And we are seeing a second sniper up, so M3allem that way, really trying to sort of increase the attrition against Hans. Well, again, keeping up the territorial pressure. Armor car moving close. Could the tank destroyers? Yes, go. There we go. They are moving in, lasting the Luftwaffe troops instead. Bit odd, I would have thought they'd gone for the armored car, but the Luftwaffe troops are getting pushed back, snipers moving up. And the Panther Battle Group arrives, dual Panthers. The fist of the 1st SS. Moving in, armored car getting pushed back, Panthers moving forwards, Panzerix moving up front. And there we go, tank destroyers caught out in the middle of the road. Rear armor hit. Field repairs going up. M3allem desperately trying to save his Panthers. Sniper getting caught out in the open, getting retreated. The other full retreat. Full retreat. Oh, Kettenkrat got knocked out by the Hellcats while they were on the run. Panzer still continuing. Panzer is streaming up through the center. Bit of support from those Luftwaffe troops. No kills for those lads though. And we're seeing additional tank destroyers. Of course, this is now clearly going to be the main focus of M3allem. He knows that Hans has his dreaded Panthers on the field, which is certainly not to be unexpected. Sticky bombs now on the way to the right from his M3allem's target is now essentially knocking out those Panthers, then dealing with the rest, I imagine. Well, of course, keeping up the attrition while he's at it is definitely not going to be a bad idea.
Composition B is in.
But I do think Hans has lost all his Kettenkrats, which also means he has no way of actually spotting mines now. So that could also be an idea for M3allem to sort of keep up with again. Additional tank destroyers on the way. Let's just speed this up because clearly M3allem is now sort of saving up for one hell of a fist, one hell of a blow. This could work, or it could absolutely mean that M3allem is utterly devastated if he's not careful. Although he's clearly also saving up resources for another field repairs. In fact, he's got 2, so he could pull off a decent assault. And there we go, catching the Panthers. Hellcat streaming on, and there we go. Field repairs up. Going in against the Panthers. Snipers providing protection fire. Overwatch, in fact, against this. Oh, this is a clearly orchestrated assault. Overwatch from the snipers, while the tank destroyers rush in, knocking out the Panthers. There we go, Panther down, 2 Hellcats down, but he could be losing the last one. Snipers moving in. And there we go, veterancy 1 for one of them. Armored car could even be lost, but no. Oh, wait, that was a Kettenkrat, never mind, so he hadn't lost both. Is M3allem trying to get that last armored car? Rifleman streaming in. Damaged engine. Can't seem that Hans can't get quite killed. Some more Panzer Grenadiers. Armored car looks to be getting away. Tank destroyer gone. Only one lost, in fact. Well, one left. Still, he was able to do quite a bit of damage to Hans. Lots of men dead. 2 Panthers gone. I mean, that's 1,000 manpower left. I mean, even 3 tank destroyers, it's only going to be about 900 manpower. So there's clearly a benefit to the income check of M3allem right there, plus all those Panzer Grenadiers he killed. This is definitely not good, and looks like some Luftwaffe troops have been left behind enemy lines, cursing their commander, verdammte die Hans. You can imagine firing away as short in training, capturing at the engineers, but then getting shot by M3allem's sneaky snipers. Tank busters trying to get away home as well, as they've really been lost.
Enemy unit down.
And another Kettenkrat, there we go, up in flames. And a Pershing now arriving soon for M3allem. This is really not looking good for Hans. Although, of course, I mean, knocking out 3 tanks so is still something, but I mean, he lost quite a bit himself. Now, though, M3allem really needs to sort of push the advantage. And I do mean push. For Hans, though, it's a question of sort of coming back, sort of laying his resources correctly, and certainly also getting the most out of his Luftwaffe troops. He might also consider getting some Fallschirmjägers, but there we go. The Pershing has arrived. There shall be much wailing and gnashing of teeth amongst the German, at least the Luftwaffe troops, and when they were quite trained for this. Armor coming about. Whoops, not sure what happened there. My apologies. I believe in you, Hans. I have money on you. Anyways, there we go. Large assault. Tanks or Hellcat getting hammered a bit there. And the Pershing arrives with its 90mm gun. The Americans did have another sort of vehicle with that. That was in fact another tank destroyer. The M36 Jackson. It was not very heavily armored, although it was in some places, but those were not really the relevant bits. But it had a 90mm gun, was sort of alright, though it was open-topped. And that was actually much earlier out than the Pershing, but details. Snipers continuing. And again, harassment from M3allem, it's absolutely endemic. Rather than getting reinforced. Again, a medic station would benefit M3allem, I think. looks like... Oh, the engineers got executed by the Luftwaffe for not wearing proper German uniforms. And of course not being Germans. So a bit of quiet again. Let's just speed this up a bit. Another tank destroyer on the way to support the first bits. A larger push right here. Lots of Panzer, lots of Panzer checks. What remains, I suppose. And another Panther battle group arrives, hammering in towards the west. Which then Hans had not supported with infantry. That's in the more odd department, I think. Not clearly well thought out there. Riflemen down, holding out. And there we go, armor cars rushing in, getting a rifleman, forcing the rest away. And M3allem sort of preparing. Oh, he's getting the Afghan upgrade, which while it doesn't affecting the tank destroyers, actually does affect the Pershing, giving it increased armor penetration, thus making it much more lethal to the Panthers. So that's definitely a nice thing to do.
Enemy is down to 300 points.
Panthers waiting, overlooking everything. Butterfly bombs galore through the center and through the eastern bits. Nice there from Hans. And I imagine this is going to be a bit of a surprise for M3allem.
We are losing.
I'm definitely going to make it much harder for M3allem to actually harass Hans. Well, a bit quiet though. No greater fighting. Snipers, of course, continuing to harass. Oh, there we go. Minesweeper engineers. Of course, it's not unusual to see Luftwaffe troops go for butterfly bombs. Of course, M3allem in this case figured why not. And now Hans is paying a bit for it. Armor camos in, forces away those damnable engineers. While other forces are reinforcing. Not a lot else going on though in the base of M3allem. No one supplied upgrade, but nothing else really. He could go for another one. Would really help with his manpower, which is rather being drained heavily. No, he's in fact going for another tank destroyer. Luftwaffe troops moving up to deal with the infantry. Riflemen right here, forcing them away, in fact. Panthers moving up to hit the flank. Ooh, catching a tank destroyer. Hellcat getting hammered. And swiftly pulling out there, a bit of hit and run for Hans. No bravado after that last time. Speeding up again. Seems a bit quiet, suddenly a much different tempo. Both players are sort of messing each other's off. Wrecking the cover. He's probably doing that part, well, because denying cover, but it can also actually give you experience if you knock out wrecks. Fun fact there. Rifleman getting murdered right here by the Luftwaffe, supported by the armored car. M3allem still seems a bit cautious, a bit wary. And he's, again, he really needs a second supply and upgrade. The manpower upkeep for all these things are killing him. Well, not literally, of course, but I mean, really sucking out the manpower from him. Which is actually going to hurt him in the longer run if he's not careful. Looks like Hans is going for another anti-tank half-track, interestingly enough. Oh dear, snipers tearing through the Luftwaffe troops. He could be going for a supply upgrade, but he isn't.
Our fuel point is being taken by the enemy.
Rifleman getting hammered, and there we go, the charge of M3allem right through the minefield. Sticky bomb though on one of the Panthers, but there we go. We are seeing field repairs, but notice all those butterfly bombs. I mean, yes, sure, one's not going to do much, but I mean, he charged right through it. Main gun destroyed. Panzer. Oh dear, this is an absolute this is carnage from M3allem. He had it so well, but then the butterfly bombs ruined it. This is an absolute massacre. The 3rd Armored Division is gutted in seconds. Oh dear, that was absolutely horrific. And again, that shows the importance of minesweepers checking the routes, but oh dear. I've never seen a Pershing be so heavily damaged by butterfly mines. That's incredible. Looks like Hans is now rushing in his armor car to try and get M3allem snipers. Not quite succeeding though.
God damn, rifle! Rifle squad is being engaged!
But that was definitely a blow to M3allem that M3allem did not like. And I'm pretty sure he hadn't expected that either. I mean, he tried field repairs, but field repairs simply can't absorb you driving through an entire bloody minefield. So again, that shows the effectiveness of butterfly bombs should you sort of be in doubt as to whether or not you should be doing it. Armored car veterans with 3 moving in again, trying to get the snipers, although of course have to be careful. Sticky bombs, sticky bombs. Wirbelwind flak Panzer moving in to deal with these pesky riflemen here on the western front, pinning them down. It looks like M3allem is hoping for a fresh Pershing to save the day. But that was definitely a huge reversal right there. Though M3allem is still holding most of the map, he might be having a much harder time actually holding it. Let's return to HelpingHans. Second Pershing arrives to pounce on those damn Krauts. Repairing it, Panzer is moving out towards the west. Other forces are moving towards the east. Hans being a bit too eager to spread out. I fear this could prove to be a mistake.
Form up, crew.
Though he definitely needs to do something because actually lacking a lot of territory, lacks population. He can't reinforce all of his troops and he can't get any new ones. Though of course he could get upgrades for his Panzer grenadiers and such. Pershing moves in. Hammers the Panther. And there we go, another solid hit on the Panther, taking it down to half health in fact. Well, the Pershing clearly hasn't taken as much damage. Second Panther moves towards the east. And there we go, Fieldcraft, meaning of course the Panzers can now take points actually faster. They need an upgrade for that, but at the same time Fieldcraft also allows you to actually sort of spot mines if your Panzer grenadiers are standing still. So in that sense it's actually quite the useful upgrade. And there we go, M3allem pushing towards the centre. Oh, he missed the... I think he went for the kitten crab but missed. Panther holding the line with some support from the Panzer's Rex. And another small assault going in here. They're running into a lot of Panzer grenadiers with dual offensive veterans here on those chaps. They should actually be able to do a lot of damage. Well, they do need to stand still. Then I think they can actually take on these riflemen quite nicely. Snipers opening up, getting a few kills. Panther taking damage. Engineers repairing the Pershing. Tank destroyer arriving now for M3allem. Could mean he could sort of push through again. Wirbelwind moving up. Damaged engine on the Pershing. Oh dear, that was the anti-tank half-track. Wirbelwind tearing through the engineers like an anti-aircraft gun through butter. Panzer X now. Oh dear, this could be another Pershing gone for M3allem. Snipers opening up, tanks are arriving. Oh dear, poor M3allem. But there we go, Allied War Machine saves the day. Or at least gets him a replacement. And looks like a rifleman squad actually went down for M3allem. That was less good. Definitely not something you can get a refund for. But fresh armored assets are moving out for M3allem, and we're seeing butterfly bombs securing the center once more for Hans. making it even further of a nasty slog right there for M3allem and the 3rd Armored Division. And once more, M3allem repeats the mistake, but this time it does seem to start a bit earlier. Tank busters getting pushed away. Trying to clear out the mines.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
Looks like we could be seeing more tank destroyers for M3allem. Panthers in dire need of repairs. Looks well. Hans could be getting expert repairs to actually speed up with the Panzer guys repairing, if he wanted to.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Harassment right, harassment left. Armored car moving in, although also looks like Hans is actually a bit low on victory points. Further sniper fire. Oh yeah, Persian getting hammered, needs to target down those Panzer Grenadiere. Sniper can't seem to hit either. Bit of a shame that. Let's just speed this up a bit. Sniper continues.
Receiving you, Commander.
And note how HelpingHans is sort of shifting about his armored cars as well to sort of deal with the threats as they
Attention. The
come
enemy
up. But again, I mean, M3allem is definitely not giving up either. He's quite the persistent little bugger. Additional tank destroyers on the way, so it's going to be looking at a new strong force again, although again I do also think a Sherman might assist him a bit with some of all that infantry. But we are seeing an anti-tank half-tank moving towards the west on its own. I don't think that's going to be the best idea necessarily. Problem is, what will M3allem be doing to sort of turn this about? And I do believe we're seeing focus fire right there from this anti-tank half-tank, forcing away the riflemen. Sniper not getting hit, but an engineer dead. Luftwaffe and Panthers moving forwards. What could M3allem be planning? What could be going on in his little head? Well, let us go look at M3allem, see what he is up to. Got plenty of munitions, could be doing Allied War Machine or a field repairs.
Operation post report. We are losing a sector.
And veterans free for the sniper, allowing him to actually run around while cloaked. Panzer signing about. Panzer Grenadiers showing support. West only covered by a single flak Wirbelwind, and a single Kettengrad. A bit of quiet as Hans secures the field once more for the fatherland. Armored car getting repaired. And where do we see it? Apparently here in the center, engineers are coming under heavy fire from the Panthers. Although there is support from M3allem's armor.
It's a goddamn hornet's nest here.
Looks like Kettengrad sneaking up from behind. Trying to keep an eye on, of course, what M3allem has, what he could be expecting from M3allem. Well, M3allem is now actually getting ready for a Calliope. This could also prove to be a bit of a problem for Hans if he's not careful. With the artillery streaming down, hammering his troops and armor.
Listen up, rifle squad.
It could also prove to be a trap for M3allem if he's not careful, since of course it can't really fight, only just bombard the opponent with certain intervals. Bierman moving up, hammering away at those poor riflemen. Rather than being forced away from the west. Small engagement here in the east as armored cars and Luftwaffe troops move in. And looks like could Hans be setting up for an attack in the west, or what would he be doing? No, we're seeing armored cars moving in. Tanks are moving in to get that armored car, while we are seeing an anti-tank mortar half-tank actually. Oh dear, what is HelpingHans doing?
Enemy unit down.
Cannon card went out of control. Mortar half-tank has been spotted. Armored cars sneaking about in the west entirely. Persian getting pushed away. But the Panthers, will they get the mortar half-tank? Yes, indeed, mortar half-tank went down for HelpingHans. Lost the cannon card, lost a mortar. That's not really fully anywhere near what he lost to Hans. Still, that's definitely doing better. And there we go, setting up for a punch perhaps against the Panthers of Hansi.
100 points and counting down. Losing ground up.
While also floating an awful lot of resources. He has not bothered for a second supply up as of yet. No, a medic station again either I think would help, or a BAR upgrade. So many choices.
Rifles at the ready.
But also lack of choice from M3allem, I think, in those cases.
We have the point.
Right, been coming under swift fire from the Rebel Panzer moving up to push up that assault. Armored cars. And there we go, he's actually trying to get the Biblion, he's trying to get the more exposed assets, but we are seeing Allied war machine going up, Panthers moving in. Tank destroyer gone. Pershing arriving. Panthers not taking a lot of damage. In fact, M3allem has not really been able to get anything. Absolutely a rubbish shame. He didn't even get that Wirbel event. Nor did he do heavy damage to the Hellcats. I mean, the Panthers. It does seem a bit like M3allem is perhaps getting a bit desperate. He's not quite thinking it through anymore. He had such a great start, but when it comes to these larger armor engagements, I mean, his tank destroyers just do not have the armor to really survive a lot. Like says Sherman or the Pershing. And you have to remember those Hellcats are not really heavily armored. Neither are the Wolverines. Assault pushing in. We are seeing a Calliope now getting called in. Will M3allem try to sort of hammer the Pershings right on? Looks like it, looks like it. Panther streaming right into it. Getting hit, hammered. Trying to get that Pershing, but could they get the Panther? Oh, we are seeing Henschel strafing runs. Henschel's Pershing and Hellcat. Well, no, Pershing only went down. Hellcat could see later be going down to the Luftwaffe. They might actually support this assault by the 1st SS. And a Hellcat went down. This looks like to be the end for M3allem. And he did so well in the beginning. Looks like M3allem they might be going for an additional Pershing.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory
Third, actually, no, that's actually the 4th Pershing, if you consider the one that, you know, supplied by the Allied war machine also. That's actually quite a few. Mines going off as the Calliope rockets hit them. Moving up in the west, moving up in the east.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply. Forward supply lines are broken.
Luftwaffe troops getting pushed away. And we are seeing
Supply
support.
lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
And we do see the riflemen getting pushed away. Also push up the center. And there we go, the Pershing trying desperately to hold up once more. Tank busters got blown to bits. Can't hit that line tank half tank either, it seems like. Well, let's speed this up a bit. And we're actually seeing a flak feeling going up for Hans to protect this eastern victory point. Interesting.
Down to 300 points.
Rare you see that.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory.
Well, it looks like M3allem is sending some troops over to take that victory point again. Will the flak feeling be ready in time? Oh dear, doesn't look like it, but there we go. Flak feeling getting crude. Rifleman though looks like they will be hitting cover. Oh dear, right in front of the flak feeling. Right in front of it. And the Vilvin moving in. Oh, just tearing through those poor riflemen. And a bit of cover being cleared out, allowing the flak feeling to much more easily hit those riflemen. Bit nasty that. Pershing trying its best to hold back, but not really doing much. Simply too many. M3allem has too little. Too many tank destroyers thrown away in vain. Let's speed this up a bit. Another Hellcat arriving.
We're losing a munitions point.
Flak feeling definitely was not built to take on a Pershing.
Enemy unit down.
And it suffers a swift end at the face of M3allem's armor.
Infantry with AT here.
Looks like it's time to look at Hansi. And a war machine once more going up.
Jump over there. Can now use incendiary grenade.
Sending in his Pershing quite heroically. That seems a bit fruitless.
The enemy has fallen 200
Tank destroyer down, of course, quickly getting replaced. So that's actually 5 Pershings. That's quite a bit. But not a lot there. Looks like Heinz is sitting in for the kill. Panthers and Panzer Schrecks. The terror of the Allied armor forces. Calliope went up in flames, leaving behind only the Pershing.
lost the Panzer.
Looks like something velocity in the east, I think. Looks like the Vibrant went down. Such a stupid map. Now why is it that? Mr. M3allem. Forests everywhere to hide and run just like you did, so you're complaining because you messed things up. Yes, great. GG. And there we go, game over. The 3rd Armored Division was absolutely torn to bits on this battlefield by the 1st SS, the Panzer Elite. And of course, what lost M3allem this fight? I mean, essentially, basically just came down to him rushing through this minefield and not being able to recover from it. I mean, he had such a great start. The very thing he said makes this a stupid map was what helped him. He was constantly running about, taking points, harassing. And then when the sort of final engagement came, he was actually able to knock out those Panthers with reasonable losses in the first time, but it never really came further than that. There was no second supplied upgrade which would have helped him. No medic stations, and I definitely think he should have gotten a Sherman perhaps instead of snipers to help with the infantry a bit better perhaps. Might have helped, you know, but just not happening. And Hans, of course, just stayed the course, tried to hold on a bit, and of course, and with the butterfly arms, he was able to sort of turn things around and stick to it. He didn't throw away suddenly all of things like M3allem did. So, there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers.